What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we're going to do an ABX guide for Moon Knight in the burn season. And the beautiful thing about Moon Knight is that he plays super well with a regular proc, and you can actually get the max score with the CTP of energy using Moon Knight, which is absolutely insane. I freaking love characters that you can just use regular procs with, characters that are easy to play procs with, and Moon Knight is spectacular for that. We all know how strong he is. And the team that we're going to use is Valkyrie, She-Hulk, and him, of course. Valkyrie is going to be offering this extra 50% damage dealt to supervillains. She does have the ignore target dodge rate by 30%, which is actually nice. During the, I believe it's the paralyzed season where the dodge actually gets increased by the beast, you can actually still have quite a bit of ignored dodge with the CTP of energy and Valkyrie's passive, although you still want to cancel the beast war because the longer the fight goes on, the more dodge the beast is going to have during the paralyzed season, and your attacks are just going to miss. So you still want to paralyze the beast in that season, but we're talking about burn today. As far as She-Hulk, we're using her for the increased damage to male types characters by 65%. We also have a CTP of insight on She-Hulk because she increases damage dealt to superhero faction by 20%, increased damage dealt to supervillains by 20%. So whenever this proc is going on, we have this extra 20% damage to the supervillain, which is the beast, for the 5 seconds. And usually, ideally, what you want is you're hoping that this proc will trigger at the same time your regular proc from the CTP of energy or whatever proc you're playing with on Moon Knight triggers at the same time. And you're just going to be doing that much more damage. Now, I don't actually need the CTP of Insight. I actually did a run without the CTP of Insight, and I can still cap the score, but it's actually, on my account with 55% physical attack, it's actually very difficult. You need an almost immaculate, perfect run, and we all know you don't always get those things. So having this insight just makes it a lot easier to get the max score and way more consistent, which is something I'm all about. The easier, the better. And then Moon Knight, he has 34,300 physical attack. He has 120 attack speed, which is going to be maxed out from his fist skill. He does have 47% critical damage, and he will get 15% critical rate from his fist skill, which is going to give him a 62% critical rate. So not max critical rate. We won't be doing as many critical hits. Therefore, we won't be doing as much damage at times, but it'll be more than enough. We have max critical damage, max ignore defense, and max skill cooldown. And as far as Urus, I do have him stacked up quite a bit. He has all mythic physical attack Urus, and he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Odin's blessings. And again, all these other Urus are maxed out. We don't need to max out these critical damage because I already am actually over the cap as far as my critical damage. Really what I could do is change out a couple of these critical damage obelisks and put in some critical rate, because, like I said, I am way over the critical damage cap. And then as far as the skills, his awakened skill is freaking insane. You do have the all defense down, which doesn't apply to the beast. It will for a brief moment, but that's about it. And then you have to remove all debuff, the extra critical damage, critical rate. Same old typical stuff. You get the increased damage by 50% for one attack, and then you increase all attack by 25% and all defense by 25%. And then, of course, you got the paralyzed as well, which is useless in this game mode. And then he has this nice, amazing heal. Whenever you use the fist skill, you actually get 30% recovery of max HP, which is awesome. Really great for world boss. And then the one skill gives him stun, silence. This is another thing about Moon Knight that's just amazing, is that he has silence, paralyze, and burn all in his kit. The 2 skill has the paralyze. He has paralyzed on his awakened skill as well. The 3rd skill has the burn. And this is going to be our moneymaker during the burn season. We also get a heal on this skill. So he has heals on 2 different skills. We get a 15% recovery of max HP on this heal and an increased damage by 100% for one attack, and that's very important. And then the 4th skill gives us a 100% chance to immune to all damage for 4 seconds. And then the 5th skill, this is Lunar Punishment, which gives you the 30% recovery heal, also gives you the increased all attack by 50%. And then the all speed buff by 15% and the critical rate by 15% and for 5 seconds. And 5 seconds is really all you need, because all of its damage is really just the 3, 5, and the 4, all in conjunction with each other. And then his passive gives him the guard break immunity. So this is really terrific because he doesn't get guard broken since he doesn't have native super armor. Having guard break immunity is a nice benefit. And then the decrease all damage received by 35%. On top of the heals, really makes him quite a bit of a tank, gives him a lot of extra survivability. And then, of course, the decreased debuff duration by 24%. And Moon Knight really is just one of the easiest characters to play. So as far as the rotation with Moon Knight, all you have to do is hit the 3, walk away a little bit, then the 5, and then the Awaken skill. You get the 5 for the 50% attack buff. You get the 3 with the 100% attack. And then you're going to let that 6 skill play out and then go back into the 5-4. Now there we couldn't quite cancel the 4 quick enough because we were too far away. But it's really simple. It's just 3, 5, 4. And you want to make sure that you are walking away when you do the 3. You don't want to cancel the 3 immediately because if you do, you won't get the bombs. If you notice when we hit the 3rd skill, boom. That's when you want to hit that 5th skill. They'll throw out the bomb and then the 5 and then the 4. And you're going to get a lot of extra damage by doing that. Also, when you do the 4th skill, he's going to bring out 2 shotguns at the same time, and that'll be his last hit. And that's your cue to go ahead and cancel into other skills. Now, we're playing with the damage proc, so you have to be very careful. Sometimes when you go into other skills, after the proc is finished, you can actually restart the proc again. And you want to keep the proc on your Awakened skill or on the 4th skill. That's what you're trying to do. You're alternating between the Awakened skill and the 4th skill. So you start out with the 3, walk away, 5, and then the 6th skill. You get the attack buff from the 5, you get the 100% attack from the 3rd, and then you get the Awake skill. You let the proc play out, then you hit the 3, walk away a little bit, then 5, 4 again. Make sure you walk away a little bit when you do that 3rd skill. Don't cancel it immediately. Something else to know is when you're fighting the beast and there's a mob around the beast and you're wanting to cancel the beast roar, the 3rd skill is your moneymaker. That's where your burn is at. When you walk away, there's no hits being dealt. There's no hits being dealt until he throws the bombs out. So make sure you walk away and then cancel the 5 right into the 4. You cancel the 5 immediately to get the attack buff, because if you just hit the 3 and then hit the 5 and you're a little slow on canceling into the 4, that 5 will immediately trigger that proc. So that's something you need to be careful of. But it's really not too difficult to keep the proc where it belongs on Moon Knight. It's actually quite easy. And then he has a fully awakened overdrive set. You could obviously, if you were playing with a CTP of Rage, actually Power of Angry Hulk would be better because you only get the extra attack speed for 5 seconds. But with a proc, really overdrive is a good way to go. Power of Angry Hulk, it really doesn't matter, to be perfectly honest. Overdrive will give you the extra critical damage, whereas Power of Angry Hulk will give you the extra attack. And obviously, as you see with my build, we really don't need the extra critical damage. But again, if I change my Urus around and I switched out some of them critical damages with some critical rate, which I probably will do so I can max out of stats, make it even a little bit easier to get my max score, that's probably what I'm going to do. And then, of course, we have the CTP of Energy, which is freaking awesome. And then a Mythic Uniform. And as far as this uniform, we do have the dodge. And I can get extra attack speed from having this uniform. And this is great because a lot of people already have this uniform. We get max physical attack from Domino. We get a little extra ignore defense from Yelena. And then we get more dodge from Black Widow. This really just increases his survivability on top of having the heals. And then he has more physical attack from Iron Man. So let's jump into the ABX action and let's rock and roll. Now, the CTP of Rage is obviously going to be better because you can actually incorporate all of your skills. But because of the way Moon Knight works, you're just putting the proc on the Awaken skill and on the 4th skill. All of your damage is coming on one skill. So the proc actually works very, very well for Moon Knight. And make sure you get that last blow. And then I throw in the 2 and the 1 just to get a little extra damage. And another little tidbit is you have quite a long cooldown on that 4th skill. So what you want to do is when you have about 1 second left on the 4th skill, then hit the 3, walk away, then the 5, and then the 4. As soon as he throws them bombs out, hit that 5 and the 4. And notice I hit the 2 and the 1 after the proc is finished, just to get a little extra points in there. We're letting this play out. The proc is engaged. Now we're going to hit the 3 and then the 5 and the 4 again. And look at that. Look at the damage this guy can put out. It's just nuts. Using a CTP of energy. Okay, we're going to wait. We're going to wait. Remember, about 2 minutes and 8 seconds, the beast will do his roar. We'll hit the 3 and then the 5 and the 4. And again, remember, right there you saw all the mobs were around the beast. I hit the 3 and that proc won't trigger, but as soon as you hit that 5, cancel immediately into the 4 or cancel immediately into the awakened skill, depending on which one is ready for you. We're gonna hit the 3 and then the 5 and the 4 again. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And you'll definitely know when you're canceling the 3 too early because you won't see that explosion from those bombs. Oh yeah. Oh man, this really is one of my favorite characters to play because of the ease of him. And because he just plays well with a proc. You know, I actually can't stand the damn CTB of Rage, although on some characters the Rage is a fun obelisk to use on some of them because they play really well with Rages, the proc triggers often. But with Moon Knight, like I'd play him against Null, and I don't know. I didn't like the Rage on him. I honestly think I do more damage with the CTB of Energy. I just seem to do, well, really it's just more consistent damage, which gives the illusion that you're doing more damage really overall. The Rage, you're going to do more damage. I mean, when you get a good run, you're going to do more damage. But if you can already max out the score using a CTP of Energy, then why not use that? He does amazing. You can do complete solos and Null, all the in-game content. All you need is a damage proc for Moon Knight. You don't need a CTP of Rage. You can actually put a Rage on maybe another character that would be more suited for it. There we go. And then we're going to hit that 3 and that 5 again. Walk away. And then the 5-4. Easy peasy with this guy. And remember, whenever the beast roars, it's going to be about 2 minutes and 8 seconds. And it's going to be about a minute 18, a minute 20, minute 18, minute 16, somewhere in there the second time. And then 35 seconds the last time is whenever he's going to do his roars. All right. And we're going to hit that 3 and that 5 and that 4. Oh, yeah. And boom, we hit the 7 million. We're going to get out a few more points. Oh, yeah. And look at that, guys. Almost 7.3 million. And by the way, I did try rotations where I switched out Valkyrie back and forth. Oh, no. Moon Knight does more damage just on his own. You know, without switching your characters, you can do just more damage over time. So, in my experience, let me know if it's different for you in the comments. In my experience, it's just better off to keep Moon Knight in there and do all of your damage with him, unless your Valkyrie is just as much better built than him. That's really the only time I would say maybe you'd want to use her for this instead of him. So let me know how y'all feeling about Moon Knight destroying ABX, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.